Attraction marketing is a version of content marketing. This is basically when you're putting content out there, you're building your portfolio of ideas so other individuals can get value out of this content. And from there, they can choose to work with you and buy whatever product, service that you are selling. Now, with that being said, I would like to view content marketing in a different way. Content is simply energy. And I'm sure you've heard of the phrasing, the energy that you put out there is the energy that you get back. It's very similar with attraction marketing. If you're one of those individuals that wants to help people with your content, then a lot of the times you're going to attract a tribe filled with winners who want to see you win. But if you're in the mindset where you're always working with ulterior motives, where you're just trying to take before you give at all, then chances are you're not going to attract the best type of tribe. With attraction marketing, the intent matters. And more important than that, what we need to understand with attraction marketing is that it's a lot different than paid marketing. With paid marketing, what we're pretty much doing is we're interrupting someone. Let's say someone's over here watching a YouTube video and suddenly they get an ad for someone else's service. This consumer is trying to watch the YouTube video, but out of nowhere, they're just getting interrupted. Some may convert, but the ultimate thing you want to get out of this is interruption. While with content marketing, individuals are using their own will to come to you. The intent from them is completely different. Marketers have called this permissioned marketing, where they're giving you their permission. They're giving you their permission to get more value out of you. So with attraction marketing, we're predominantly focusing on giving an immense amount of value, not only for others, but more importantly for ourselves. We're building our brand. And as a byproduct of that, we attract winners into our circle. A lot of businesses are nowadays talking about how data is king. That's not quite accurate. Data by itself is simply potential energy. What you need is a correct narrative on that data, and that narrative is not enough. That narrative on that data needs to be organized in a specific sort of way in order to inspire useful behavior. That field is known as data storytelling. And likewise for you, you have a lot of data. That's known as your experiences, but the data by itself doesn't mean much. You need the narrative, aka the theme, aka your brand. Think about the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It's by this gentleman named Robert Kiyosaki, who supposedly went through certain experiences. There's a lot of talk about, is this book based on reality or not? But let's give him the benefit of the doubt. It's based on his life. Now imagine if he's someone that's just having a bunch of experiences and that's it. Those experiences wouldn't mean much. But on the other hand, he's like, you know what? I'm going to view my life through the lens of finance. As soon as he was able to view his life through the lens of finance, what he was capable of doing was to look at his life and extract useful lessons that dealt with finance. Suddenly, two characters that he dealt with, his real father and his friend's father, were no longer just random individuals in his life. They were now Rich Dad, Poor Dad, an accounting book that has inspired many people around the planet. Likewise with you, you have a lot of experiences, but what's a general theme that you can use to evaluate those experiences? Are you a fitness type of individual? Are you someone that is very interested in public speaking and communication skills? Dating? What is it? The more that you're capable of getting a general idea of your brand, the more that you're now going to have brilliant ideas in order to look at your experiences through. Now from there, you're pretty much just putting those experiences from that context of the brand into words, aka blogs, aka videos, aka podcasts. That is how you publish content. You get your raw experiences and you manufacture it through your brand. Once you have a lot of different content, what you want to now take the time to do is diversify. A lot of individuals, they start off with, let's say, Twitter alone, and eventually they're capable of getting those tweets and creating big blogs out of it. And other times, it's vice versa. They start off with the blogs, and then they're capable of getting the main points of that blog and putting it into tweet format. The reason that diversification is important is because you never want to strictly rely on one platform. When you do, it becomes very risky. What happens if, let's say, you say something that the platform doesn't like? They could just cancel you. And once you're canceled, you don't have other backup plans. So I believe it's very smart to get something working. And once you get it working, you start expanding from there. Now, you don't want to do it in such a way where it's starting to hurt your quality. I believe that it's best when you get something working. And from there, simply diversifying it is not that difficult. A lot of individuals, they really figure out blogging first, and then they get that same exact blog and they post it on a platform like Medium. This diversification allows different individuals to come into contact with you who otherwise wouldn't have came into contact with you. Now, the diversification is optional if you're one of those individuals who's like, I really just want to master one thing. That is perfectly fine as well. Go ahead and just master that one thing. But if you're one of those individuals who's like, I see a lot of versatility with the type of content that I produce, then go ahead and diversify. Once you diversify and you're consistently publishing content, what's going to next happen is a thing called a network effect. You can never predict a network effect. It's something that just happens over a duration of time. And the duration depends on a multitude of factors, such as what industry you're in, how much you're publishing, how great you are in terms of the content you are publishing. But if you're sticking with it long enough, a network effect does happen, which is also known as exponential progress. This is when multiple people are discovering your content from different angles. Let's say you're someone that's been working on building your media empire for some time, and you've dedicated at least 5 years to it. Over time, what's going to happen is, let's say someone just discovers your book one day, and at the back of your book, you put a link to your website. They come to your website, and from your website, they see that you have an army of material. You have blogs, podcasts, videos, and such. From there, they start to listen to one of the YouTube videos. Your YouTube video is promoting your Twitter. One of your Twitters has a link for all the different books that you've published. And this one individual is going all around. They're engaged in a non-linear funnel. Funnels of the industrial age and the early part of the information age was very linear. You put a bunch of people on the top, aka your general content, and you get a sale. Where our generation has a thing called non-linear funnel. It's very hard to track. They're going from one content piece to the next, to the next, to the next. And the more content pieces that they engage with, the more likelihood that they're going to give you the most powerful version of marketing out there, which is a form of attraction marketing. You know what that is? Word of mouth marketing. Once they've seen you on multiple content platforms, they're going to be like, hey, have you ever heard of this particular creator before? And now they are recruiting for you. This is the type of network effects that often happen when you're being consistent and you're always trying to provide that good energy, more value. That's when like-minded individuals come your way.